that whistle?
Sure did, Amos. That whistle means Rinso knew.
Oh, that's right. It means that this is Sunday and we are on the air for Rinso with sodium.
The Amos and Andy Show with Lou Lubin, Ernestine Wade, Johnny Lee, Ed Max, Gerald Moore, Jeff Alexander's music, and radio's all-time favorites, Amos and Andy. Yes, sir, the Amos and Andy Show, brought to you by Lever Brothers Company, makers of Rinso, the only soap that contains solium. That's why Rinso gets your clothes whiter and brighter.
Rinso white, Rinso bright,
Rinso new.
happy little voice they song.
Last week, the Kingfish got involved in a transaction where he came out with $246. But when his wife attempted to make some purchases at a local department store, the money turned out to be counterfeit. Sapphire's been trying to get her hands on him ever since. And at the moment, the Kingfish has barricaded himself in the bedroom as Sapphire is expressing her views on the matter with various pieces of crockery.
Well, I think that's the last of the chinaware. Now all she got left is the lamp in the parlor. Well, according to my calculations, she's all out of ammunition. It'd be safe to go out there now. Lucky I picked up this little trick from watching Western movies. Well, now, Sapphire, now that you was out of ammunition... Ow! Forgot about that soup bowl she borrowed from the neighbors. Honey, let's talk peace terms here now, will you?
Peace terms, nothing. George, you've done a lot of stupid things, but letting somebody palm off $246 in no good money was the dumbest thing you ever done. Why did I ever have to marry a brainless numbskull like you?
Yeah, well, don't think I don't regret walking into a marriage trap that you set for me. There ain't been no lilac time for me, you know.
What do you mean, trap? You know very well that you courted me.
Some courtship that was. One day I made the mistake of saying hello to you on the street. The next night, your four brothers cornered me in the alley, and when I come to, I was wearing a blue serge suit with a boot in there. The preacher was saying, do you take this woman? And your brother, who was the ventriloquist, was answering the questions for me.
Well, George, this ain't no time to argue about our marriage. The important thing is, what is you going to do with that phony money?
Well, I'm going to deposit it.
Deposit it?
Yeah, I figure somewhere in New York there must be a bank with a nearsighted teller. I can find it somewhere.
You ain't going to do nothing of the sort. And if you take my advice, you'll burn that money right away before it gets you into trouble. Don't you go thinking about passing that money off on nobody.
Now, don't you worry about me. When it comes to something like this, I live by the golden rule. In other words, do unto others. The doing there is done unto you. That's what I say. Oh, me. Look at this money here, and ain't none of it no good. $246. This is the worst thing that ever happened to me. Oh, come in, Henry.
Why the sad expression? It's melancholia.
Well, I just been sitting here thinking about this counterfeit money that I got stuck with, Henry.
Oh, yes, I heard about that. Certainly is an unusual circumstance for the great Kingfish to get stuck. His stuckor has finally become the stuckee.
Yeah, Henry, I gotta admit I was took. I ain't been swindled this bad since the first day I come to New York and a fellow with a beaver hat rented me a room and bath in Saks Fifth Avenue.
Well, Kingfish, there's one consolation you got in this whole mess. You didn't lose as much as you would have if the same thing happened 10 years ago.
What do you mean by that? Now, explain it with it.
Well, in them days, a buck was a buck. And now, with inflation, you was only losing 60 cents on the dollar.
Yeah, they really been inflating around with the dollar, ain't they?
Oh, yeah.
But I'd still love to get 60 cents on every dollar for these no-good bills. Hey, wait a minute. Henry, I just said something there that interests me.
Yes, but Kingfish, there ain't nobody going to pay you 60 cents on the dollar for that counterfeit money.
Sounds like you've got a clinker. Well, I tell you, Henry, if I uses this inflation angle the right way, I might be able to dispose of it.
Really?
Yes, and I think I know the big fat disposal that will fall for it.
I wonder what the Kingfish want.
Told me to hurry over here to the lodge hall. What's this sign he got on the front door of his office here? Official Government Agency. Counter-Inflation Division. Just head deflator.
Well, come in, Brother Andy, come in.
Say, Kingfish, is you really disconnected with the government?
Certainly, Andy. This is the official American Eagle sitting right here on the desk. There he is, right there.
That looked like a stuffed owl to me.
Well, it is owl, Andy. They wouldn't give me an eagle, but because eagles is extinct.
Yeah, well, all them dead birds get that way if you don't get them on the ice right away. What you doing for the government, Kingfish?
Well, Andy, I'll tell you the whole reason for this agency. As you doubtless know from listening to the congressional record, due to inflation, the people's dollar is only worth 60 cents these days.
Yeah, I heard something about that. But what is this inflation, anyhow?
Well, Andy, to speak in the vehicular, I'll give you an example of inflation here. What happens when you blows up a balloon?
It pops in my face.
I think we got up a blind alley here. Let me explain it to you from the economic point of view here.
Yeah, explain it to me that way. Balloons is for kids.
Well, Andy, it's simple now. On one side, you has got the laws of supply and demand. And on the other side, you got the tariffs and the cartels. So there you is.
That's the reason for it, huh? Well, tell me, Kingfish, what is these cartels?
I don't know what the cartels is, huh?
Yeah.
Well, now, let me see. What is the best way to explain that to you?
Yeah.
Well, now, first of all, you knows what a moratorium is.
No.
You knows what a fiduciary is?
No, I ain't got no idea.
There must be some way to penetrate your ignorance here.
Yeah, try hard.
It's going to be a pretty tough shell to crack. Like boring in the Boulder Dam. Tell me, Andy, you know what a tariff is?
Yeah, I got an idea about that.
Good. Andy, a cartel is just like a tariff, except that it got a hole in it. Now, there you is, right there, see?
Oh, you mean something like a Chinese nickel?
Yeah, that's right, Andy. Now you're getting a grip on the thing.
Well, the thing I still don't understand is how the dollar can only be worth 60 cents, even if the cartel has got a hole in it.
Well, Andy, I'm going to explain that to you. It's all due to the revision of the monastery system.
It is, huh?
Oh, yeah, you see, in the past, behind every one of your dollar bills, there was a dollar in gold. But things is different now. This ain't generally known, but right now in Fort Knox, behind every dollar bill, there's only 60 cents in gold and the other 40 cents is in powdered eggs. Now, there you is, right there.
Yeah, well, how is you messed up in this whole thing, Kingfish?
Well, Andy, the government wants to inflate the dollar. So for every 60 cents a citizen turns in, they're going to issue you a dollar. And Andy, I is happy to say that they has appointed me the issuing agent in this area to hand out the moolah.
I wish I could get a clearer picture of this whole thing.
Well, now, show you how it works, Andy. Give me 60 cents.
Okay. Now, there you is.
All right, good. Now, here's your dollar.
Holy smoke. Say, Kingfish, let's me and you sit here and do this 24 hours a day.
Yeah, well, I'd love to, Andy, but the government naturally put a ceiling on the thing. I was only allowed to shell out $246 to each customer.
Yeah, well, even that ain't bad.
So, Andy, if you walks over $147.60, I'll pay you $246.
Okay, that's great. I'll run right down to the bank and get the money before Mr. Truman find out what's going on here. Let's see, 220, 230, 240, 245, 246. Oh, I better stick my money under the pillow here. Come in.
Well, hello there, Andy. I just thought I'd drop in here in your room and see how you're getting along.
Oh, that's fine, Amos. I just been thinking about inflation. Wonderful thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you realize that down in Fort Knox there's 40 cents worth of scrambled eggs behind every stuffed owl?
Andy, I don't know what you're talking about there. I was wondering if you heard any more about the kingfish. That was too bad about him getting stuck with that counterfeit money, wasn't it?
He got stuck with counterfeit money? I didn't know that. Well, this is the second time somebody put something over on him. I just give him $147 for $246. Boy, he's sure slowing down, ain't he?
Andy, you say you give him $246?
I sure did. Why?
Well, Andy, that's exactly the amount of the counterfeit money he got stuck with.
Well, now, there's a coincidence for you. You know, Amos, let me sit down on the bed here. All of a sudden, I don't feel so good. Amos, that kingfish has done gypped me again.
Yeah, well, what is he going to do about it, Andy?
Well, I'll tell you this much, Amos. The next time you see the kingfish, he's going to look just like a cartel. He's going to have a hole right through the top of his head.
Happy little wash day song for a wash that's whiter and brighter than new. Rinso washes, Rinso new. Rinso white,
Whiter than new,
Rinso bright,
brighter than new,
Rinso white, Rinso bright.
Rinso new.
Rinso new. It's true. Rinso, the only soap that contains solium, gets white clothes whiter and washable colors brighter than new. That statement is certified by the laboratories of the United States Testing Company, Incorporated. Yes, Rinso gets clothes Rinso new because Rinso puts sunshine in your wash, even if you dry it indoors. It's a fact that no other soap gets your wash so white or so bright because no other soap contains the scientific sunlight ingredient solium. Use Rinso for your heaviest wash. You'll see for yourself that Rinso gets out more dirt than any other type of wash day product. And yet Rinso is safe for your clothes and kind to your hands. So on wash day, use Rinso and see your wash become whiter, brighter than new.
Rinso white, Rinso bright.
Rinso new.
Happy little wash day song.
Well, I didn't come out of this deal too bad after all. I got $147 in exchange for $246 worth of nothing. I sure is the lucky. Well, Shorty the barber, come in.
Excuse me, I'm looking for a fella that's a man I gotta find right away. I have to locate a person that... oh, here you is, Kingfish.
Yeah, what's up, Shorty? You acting a little more hysterical than usual.
Kingfish, I just come over to warn you about something. Andy said that when he finds you, he gonna tear you limb from limb.
Oh, sounds like the boy is out of money. Found out about the money I got stuck with him was counterfeit.
Yeah, that's the reason, all right.
Oh, me, what is I going to do? I was allergic to fisticuffs and everything else.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what I did, Kingfish, once when a fella was going to beat me up. I got a book on jiu-jitsu and learned the tricks. It said when a fella rushed at you, just grab him by the wrist, put your knee in the stomach, and throw him as far as you could. Boy, when this fella come at me, I done just that. And right out the window he went. The only thing is, I ended up with a broken arm and a fractured skull.
Well, how did that happen, Shorty?
I forgot to let go.
Yeah, well, if Andy's after me, I ain't got no time to read no books on jiu-jitsu or nothing like that.
Yeah, well, Kingfish, why don't you get some fella that's bigger than you is to protect you?
Yeah, but who could I get?
Well, you could get... say, wait a minute. How about Slugger Burke, who hangs around the pool hall? He's a fighter, and he's always looking for a chance to pick up a couple of bucks.
Yeah, that's what I'll do. Then if Andy gets too tough, I'll have the Slugger standing by, you see?
Yeah. Well, I got to beat it now, Kingfish.
Yeah. Oh, you going to get back to the barber shop, huh?
No, I got a date with a gal I just met the other day. Oh, what a gorgeous creature she is, Kingfish. So delicate and feminine. She got all the charm and delicacy of a beautiful Dresden doll. Oh, she is as sweet and dainty as a lovely flower in bloom.
Hey, where did you meet a gal like this?
Well, I met her at the Boas Ball. I met her at the Dubitantes. I met her at the garden party. She came in for a shave.
Now, Slugger, you got the story straight, ain't you?
Yeah. You want me to murder this Mug Brown if he starts anything, eh?
Yeah, that's right. Now, I might be able to talk him out of it, but if he starts swinging, I want you to be right there with me, you see?
Yeah.
Now, I tell you, Slugger, you hide in the closet here, and if things get too hot from out here, I'll give you some kind of a signal,
Now, let's see, what kind of signal can we use?
Well, why can't we use that Indian name the paratroopers use? Geronimo.
Yeah, that's it. We'll use that Indian name, Geronimo. And when you hear that, why, you come out, Slugger.
I got it. Say, before I go in the closet, can I use your phone?
Oh, sure. You go right ahead, use the phone. I got to go down in the basement in a minute. I got some money that I'm going to stash away down there. I'll go down the back way here, and I'll be right back.
Oh, Joe, this is Slugger. What's that? Oh, you line up a fight for me? What? I gotta come down and sign the papers right away? Well, all right. I'll be right down. I better tell this guy I won't be in the closet. Oh, the heck with it. Let him worry about himself.
Well, I got that put away. Say, Slugger, he's in the closet already. The boy really on his toes, all right. With this Slugger in the closet, pocket. I'm getting smarter every day.
Hey, Kingfish, is you going to give me my money back, or do I start rearranging your face?
Well, now, wait a minute here, fat boy. Don't come in here talking like that. I'll liable to lose my temper, you know.
You liable to lose your temper.
Yeah, that's what I say. And if you don't get out of here, you liable to end up with that stupid mouth of yours closed for repairs.
Listen, you was talking awful big, Kingfish.
So what? What is you going to do about it, stupid?
I'm going to find out if your fist is as tough as your mouth. Now, put 'em up. Come on.
All right, Andy, you asked for it.
Yeah.
Geronimo, pardon me while I stand back for the slaughter. Oh, Geronimo.
Kingfish, what is you doing?
Quiet, Andy. I wonder if I got the right Indian name here. Pocahontas.
Now, cut that out, Kingfish. I'm going to give you 2 more seconds, and I'm coming after you.
Hiawatha, rain in the face. Jim Thorpe.
Kingfish, you better defend yourself.
Now, look, Andy, I'm calling for timeout.
Timeout?
Yeah, I'm going in the closet to investigate the Indian situation.
What is this?
Well, I'll be with you in a minute, Andy. Oh, look, Slugger. It's dark in here. I can't see you. Oh, what was that signal again? Say, Slugger. Slugger, speak to me. Say, you got me out here on a limb. I ain't got no time to play puss in the corner, Slugger.
Kingfish, come out of that closet before...
Slugger, you hear what he say? Now go out there and beat him up. Hey, Slugger. He must be a fixator. Where's that light switch? Here it is. Yeah.
Kingfish, is you coming out?
Did you want to see me about something, Andy, old pal?
I sure did, Kingfish.
You know, Andy, I bet for a minute there that you thought that I was serious about beating you up, didn't you, old friend, old boy, lifelong pal? Andy, don't look like that. The whole thing was just a joke. Ha, 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 ha.
Kingfish, all I is after is the money. Now, did I get it or don't I?
Yes, Andy, I was going to give it to you all the time.
Yeah, well, that's more like it. Where is it?
Right there in the closet, Andy, on the shelf. Just go in and help yourself. I know when I was licked.
Yeah, okay. On the shelf in here, huh?
Yeah, that's right, Andy. Feel around for it. A little farther back, a little farther. That's it.
Kingfish, let me out of here.
Oh, me, what a close call that was. Now I got to beat it up to apartment and hold out for the land that cools off. You'll be safe up there because in case he comes up there, Sapphire's the only one in our set that can take Andy in a knockdown fight. This is one time that I'm glad I married a monster. Well, Andy's been cooling off down there for 2 days. He ain't Dad come up here. I guess in another week or so it'll be safe for me to go at the house. He's still stuck with that $246 in counterfeit money. Boy, when I put up my mind to something... Hello, George. Kingfish Stevens speaking.
Hello, this is the manager of Bixby's department store.
Oh, yeah, sir. What can I do for you, sir?
Well, a few days ago, your wife came in to make some purchases. Our cashier told her the money she offered was counterfeit.
Oh, yeah, sir. Sorry about that, mister. You see, the counterfeit money was passed on me. I didn't know nothing about it.
Well, Mr. Stevens, our cashier, took the precaution of noting down the serial numbers of those bills and reported them to the Treasury Department.
Oh, me. Now I was in trouble with the government, huh?
Mr. Stevens, the government informs us that those bills are not counterfeit. They're perfectly good.
Well,
Excuse me for protruding, mister, but I didn't quite hear what you say. I misunderstood you to say that the bills was good.
Well, that's what I did say. They're not counterfeit. That $246 is good money.
Good money? Holy smokes.
Mr. Stevens, I hope our cashier's unfortunate mistake hasn't inconvenienced you.
Inconvenience me? Not at all, mister. This ain't inconvenienced me any more than them Indians inconvenienced Custer.
This is Ken Niles. You know, ma'am, if you want the whitest, brightest wash you can get, and I'm sure you do, get Rinso. Rinso with Solium gets your wash so dazzling bright, whiter, brighter than new. Yes, that's right. Your white clothes turn actually whiter than new, and washable colors brighter than new. Those results are certified by the laboratories of the United States Testing Company, Incorporated. Even on rainy days when you dry your wash indoors, Rinso with Solium puts sunshine in your wash. Use Rinso for your heaviest wash and see for yourself. Today's Rinso gets out more dirt than any other type of wash day product. See your wash turn out whiter, brighter than new. Rinso new. Rinso so safe for clothes, so kind to your hand. Remember, in all the world, only Rinso contains Solium.
Oh, me, this is terrible. I done give Andy $246 for practical nothing. That must be Sapphire coming home from the market. Come in, honey.
Thank you, sweetheart.
Oh, Calhoun, what you doing coming up here?
Well, just on my way home from Colton, I thought I'd drop in on you. Had a big case over there today.
Did, huh?
Yeah, a client of mine down at the burlesque show got arrested.
Sure enough.
Yeah, she the gal that danced with them two great big ostrich feathers.
Oh, they arrested her, huh? What kind of defense you put up?
I pleaded ignorance for her.
Yeah.
Yeah, how'd she know that November was molting season for ostriches?
Well, I'm glad you're here, Calhoun. I done got myself in a spot. Look here. I done sold Andy $246 in counterfeit money cheap, and now I find out that the money I done sold him is real money. I was owed nearly $100 on the transaction.
Well, if Andy still think it's counterfeit, you oughtn't to have no trouble getting it back from him.
Yeah, but Andy's suspicious of me already, so if he does that, he'll think something of it. If I does that, he'll think something of it.
Well, in that case, you gotta be slippery as a snake, cautious as a cat, and sly as a panther. In other words, you gotta zoot the boy out of it.
Well, that still don't tell me how to go, buddy.
Well, now let's see what we're dealing with here. Andy's stupid, but he got the sentimental type of stupidity. And that always make a nice parlay when you're jipping somebody. The thing to do is go up to Andy and tell him that you regret jipping him and that you want to give him back his money because you want to preserve your lifelong and enduring friendship.
Yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll tear the boy's heart out.
Yeah, that emotional stuff works every time.
Don't I?
Yeah, I had a case last month and I decided to really turn on the emotion.
Oh, you did, huh?
Yeah, I told the newspaper boy to be there with the cameras because in pleading this case, I was going to outdo Lionel Barrymore. Then when the thing started, I walked up and I said, "You can't put this boy in prison." And then like Lionel Barrymore, I shook my fist. And then I scowled. And then I pleaded. And then I got down on my knees. Then I got up and roared to the top of my lungs. And I pleaded the case just like Lionel Barrymore and got my client off.
Oh, that's great, Calhoun.
No, it ain't. Lionel Barrymore sued me for defamation of character.
Come in.
Good morning, Brother Andy, dear.
Don't speak to me, Kingfish, locking me up like that. I'd still be in that closet if Lighton hadn't come along with the dustpan to throw some dirt in there. Now, get out of here. I don't even want to talk to you.
Andy, you ain't talking to the regular Kingfish. You was talking to a man that is suffering from remorse.
Well, I got the backache myself.
No, Andy, I feels terrible about jipping you. All night long, I cried into my pillow. I even got the sniffles from sleeping on them wet feathers.
Kingfish, what is you talking about?
Andy, I was prepared to make restitution.
Rest of what?
Restitution. And I was prepared to toot you back your $147.
Wait a minute, Kingfish. This don't sound like you.
Yeah, well, I've been doing a lot of thinking, Andy, and I I wants my conscience clear for when I gets in that golden chariot and heads up yonder to my eternal reward.
Up yonder. Kingfish, when you kick the bucket and gets in that chariot, just to be on the safe side, I'd take along a fire extinguisher.
Now, look, Andy, here is $147 that you give me. Now, turn over them 246 no-good dollars that ain't worth the paper they is printed on.
Well, give me the 147. I don't know where that other stuff is right now.
Wait a minute, you didn't lose it, you fool, did you?
Hey, wait a minute here. If it ain't what the paper's printed on, what you getting so excited about?
Well, who's excited?
You is. Look at that. Your eyes are sticking out the sockets there like pimentos out of an olive.
Well, I so anxious to salve my conscience, yeah. I done blowed my lid a little bit, yeah. Natural thing. Now, Andy, rack up your brain there and try to remember where the worthless $246 that we both ain't got no use for and ain't no good to nobody is.
Well, I think I put it in my top drawer here. Kingfish, you really mean you want to give me the good money back?
Andy, I do it 'cause I love you. I just oozing sincerity.
Yeah, well, here's the counterfeit money. Now, give me my dough back.
There you is, Andy. My conscience is really salved now. Everything is going to run smooth from here on. I can drive down the road of life without a care in the world.
You can, huh?
And Andy, right now, I feel like a differential that has just been lubricated. Walk me up the street here to my apartment, Henry.
Yes, I'll be happy to, Kingfish. So you got back the $246 from Andy, huh?
Yeah, well, tell me, yes, I did, Henry. As soon as I found out that the money wasn't counterfeit, I didn't waste no time in getting it back.
Well, tell me this, Kingfish. What is you planning to do with your newfound bonanza?
Well, Henry, I ain't gonna splurge with the dough. I done hid it in one of my old shoes up the apartment there, and I ain't gonna tell nobody about it. It's gonna be my own secret.
Oh, put it in your shoe, huh? Well, that $246.
Yeah, well, I'm getting on in the house here, Henry. See you later, old boy.
Yes, all right. So long.
Well, hello, honey. How is you?
Hello, George.
Well, I smell smoke in here. You done burned the roast again?
No, George. When I was cleaning out your closet, I found that counterfeit money. I didn't want it to get you in no more trouble, so I just burned it.
Annie, do you think we'll get the women's vote on Tuesday?
Well, if Tuesday was wash day, they'd all vote for Rinso with Solium.
That's right, Andy, because all over the world, more women use Rinso than any other wash day product. Today's Rinso with amazing Solium actually gets clothes whiter and brighter than new. Rinso New. Get the economical, giant-sized Rinso today.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's your American privilege to vote on Tuesday. And you have the privilege of voting the way you want to vote. Be sure and vote. Good night, folks.
See you next Sunday.
It's here, the miracle of modern shortening. Spry is homogenized.
Homogenized?
Homogenized. Spry is homogenized.
Better use Spry.
All Spry in the blue gingham can is homogenized. It costs no more. Best for all you bake and fry. Spry is homogenized.
Better use Spry.
Friends, this is the time of the year when you're asked to help your neighbors through your community chest. The community chest is a vital need that helps to make your neighborhood a healthier, better place for you and your family to live. Give as generously as you can to the Red Feather Worker who will call on you soon for your contribution to your community chest. Be sure to be with us next Sunday at this same time when Lever Brothers Company, the makers of Rinso with Solium, will again present the Amos and Andy Show, which is written by Joe Connolly, Bob Mosher, and Bob Ross. Stay tuned for the Edgar Bergen Charlie McCarthy program, which follows immediately over most of these stations. This is CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System.